All right, so I'm gonna try to stay as calm and collected as I can. But you guys know that's not a strength of mine, and probably it's gonna turn into a rant because I'm actually really pissed. I'm, I'm more than anything, I am so freaking pissed off that I actually give a shit. That I give a shit. Because at the end of the day, all the feedback I seem to be getting is nobody else seems to give a shit anymore. People just don't give a shit anymore. People can't be bothered to be have integrity, to have consideration, to be polite, to be hardworking, to have some kind of just discipline. Nothing. It just doesn't matter to any people anymore. And I'm just so tired of the fact that I care. That I care. I actually, right now, I'm not sure if I am more upset about what has been going on since I started this job, but this job is not unique in this, or if I'm more upset at the fact that I actually had to be one of the unlucky few left in the world who had a mother and father who actually tried to distill within me to have good manners, to have consideration, to try to be helpful, to be hardworking, to have integrity, to take pride in my work, to do the best that I can. Why? Like I don't understand. Like actually now I'm at a point in my life where I'm thinking I'm wondering if my parents actually wanted to torture me because everywhere I look, nobody gives a shit about anything anymore. And you know what's so frustrating about this the most is that we now live in this society where everybody just does these super superficial posts and they hit the like button when they see something like there's starving kids in Africa. Oh, that's so sad. And they hit like on Facebook or they put up some kind of thing on TikTok and they're like, I have 7 genders and I have 12 pronouns and I'm so woke and I'm so consideration. But you know, do those people ever think about holding the door open for people, giving up their seat in public place, actually listening to other people in real life and listening to the problems that they have that are legitimate, actually doing a good job. And just because, even if you're not getting paid well, just because you have integrity and you take pride in the fact that you signed a contract that you said that you were going to do something. That all that doesn't exist anymore. It's actually we are living in such a bizarro world. Like I just don't understand it. Where it's like nowadays to be considered a good person is to do all this virtue signaling online and then actually be a completely horrible, selfish, narcissistic human being in the real world. And I'm sorry, I rather we go back to the legitimate values that matter such as hard work and integrity. I would give up all of this social justice bullshit that is online all the time, trying to convince me of what a great person you are, but you can't even bother to like break up with somebody in person or to, actually help people when they need it, like help an old lady with carrying her bags across the street, all this kind of stuff. And this is the thing that just drives me crazy. And I think this is one of the things where, like, why you guys always see so much frustration come out on YouTube. Because on YouTube, I voice my opinions and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, there's this overall idea that I'm just this horrible human being. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm the idiot who actually still gives a shit about courtesy and working hard. And when I see somebody who needs a seat, I get up for them. Or donating money to people that I feel like could need it, or buying food for somebody on the street, or opening the door for somebody, or carrying like their bags for them, or like just basic common courtesy stuff that is absolutely lacking because everybody is so stuck in their own world of am I a boy or am I a girl? What's my gender? What are my pronouns? How can I get everybody to dance around me? To even take 1 minute to open your eyes and actually notice that somebody else actually might need help and actually might need some consideration. So what happened today, and just again, since I've come to this school, there's literally just been nobody who gives a shit about anything. Just nobody gives a shit about anything. Nothing. There's no organization. There's no planning. Nobody gives a shit. Especially my boss just does not give a flying fig about anything. I mean, we are working with kids, and the fact, like, he just does not care whatsoever. He doesn't want to do any planning. Every time I ask him if he could help me, like, try to figure stuff out, because there's certain things that have to go through him. He can't be bothered to do them. Again, today I was like, look, I really need to talk to you because next week it's going to be Christmas week, and we were supposed to do something for the kids, and nothing has been planned yet. But of course, he doesn't give a shit, and I'm the one who ends up having to do all the planning, all the supply runs, all the orders, all the things that supposedly he should be doing because he's the head of the department. All of it falls on me. I have to figure out the events. I have to email the parents, everything. And And now today, like I'm just so at the end of my rope, and like so at the last class I had today, we did arts and crafts because I know that there was something the kids. We made little gingerbread men, and fair enough, the classroom was a complete mess. And I come back to the class, because we have to drop the kids off to where the parents pick them up. And I come back to the class, and the cleaning guy, who I get it. I'm sure this guy gets no respect from anybody at the school. I'm sure he's paid lousy, and he just wants to do his job and go home. I totally get that. I'm sure that is exactly what's going on. But give just the time, like this a smidgen, just a smidgen of giving a shit about the work that you do. Just this is all I want. I just want a smidgen. I'm not even asking for you to actually care and actually give 100%, because heaven forbid nowadays who actually is going to give 100% of their job? Nobody, because we all can't be bothered. Because we all think that like all the employers owe us something, and we're the most magnificent thing that's ever happened since chemically softened toilet paper, and everybody has to dance around about the amazingness that we are. So it's like, just give a smidgen. Just give one little smidgen of a shit about the job that you're doing. Literally, this guy, he wiped everything off the table, all of the materials that I still need for tomorrow's classes, wiped everything on the table, everything on the floor, and just swept everything into the garbage. Everything in garbage. And then I had to spend 5 minutes going through the garbage, taking out markers that could still be used, glue that is still full, crayons, like the stencils that we were using, all of it. He just swept it in the garbage. And then he gave me an attitude, because he was kind of like, he's like, well, the classroom was messy. And I was like, I get it. You know what? If you can't be bothered to even take 2 seconds to take out the stuff that is obviously not garbage, then don't even bother cleaning my classroom. I'll do it. You know what? I do everything else at this school already anyway. I have to do all the planning. I have to pick up the kids. I have to make sure that they get home. I have to make sure all the events are. I have to order the materials. Then I have to pick them up. I might as well also do all the cleaning as well, because nobody can be bothered to give a shit about anything anymore, unless it's their pronouns and how victimized they are and how horrible their life is. So everybody dance around my pity party, because poor me, my life is so much harder than everybody else. I'm so, like, literally, I'm pretty sure you guys can tell in this video because I'm like talking a mile a minute, but I'm literally so frustrated and over the fact that we are now living in a world where everybody is so damn entitled and is so caught up in their own thing, but they cannot be bothered to have just the smallest bit of consideration, of politeness, of generosity, of integrity, especially integrity. There's just no integrity in the world anymore. Like just even like when my boss and we had a meeting with the boss's boss, because I actually went to the boss's boss and said, like, I can't work with this guy anymore because nothing is getting done. Everything that is getting done, I have to do it, or it just doesn't get done, which means I am doing his job and I'm doing my job, and like I can't do it both, especially since he's the one who's getting paid probably twice as much as I am. And then literally even the boss's boss, he was just so like, oh, the deep. I was like, yeah, we appreciate you and we recognize the fact that you're a really good teacher and the parents and the students really love you, but yeah, let's not create waves. I can't believe, like, all these years I've been on YouTube, and I'm so frustrated in so many directions, probably mostly like myself at this point, because I'm like, why do I even bother? Why do I even bother to give a shit about anything anymore? Nobody gives a shit about anything anymore. Nothing. Like, it's just like, I'm coming on here and I'm trying to tell you guys my truth, trying to help, like, talk about like things that I think in terms of what will help humanity, what will help us in a social situation, what will help us politically. Let's try to give. Why? Nobody else seems to give a shit. Nobody else can be bothered to give a rat's ass about anything. Not even like the fact that people just have not even the slightest bit of pride left in their work. Like that's so foreign to me, and that's so foreign from the way I was raised. Like, I was raised, open the door for people, say hello, say goodbye, how are you doing, nice to meet you, like, clean up after yourself, do the best that you can in any situation you can. Like, if you say that you're going to do a job, then do the best at it, or just don't go and just don't take that job. Like, I'm so tired of how backwards of a society we have become. We're literally people just, it's literally like just hitting a like button under some random meme and being like, I'm a good person, but Can't even bother to open the door for somebody or help an old lady across the street or, sweep up some garbage that you see or landing on, like just small things like that, like picking up a piece of garbage that you see. And it's like, do you think anybody could be bothered to do that? No. But it's like, I wear a mask. I'm a good person. I wear a mask. I care about people. I wear a mask. It's like, God knows I wouldn't do anything for that person. God knows I wouldn't help them actually clean up their yard or pick up some garbage or open the door for them. But look how virtuous and great of a person I am. I wear a mask. I stay at home and do a shitty job from home. I do even less at home. I do my laundry while I should be working. I'm such a great, virtuous person. I'm so sick of it. I'm so, just... And this is just, I know this is completely anecdotal, but this is the absolute reason why you will never, ever, ever, ever get me to believe in socialism or in communism. I am working my mother effing ass off at this job, doing everybody's job, including my own, because nobody can be freaking bothered. Because I legitimately care about my students. I legitimately care if these kids are learning something, they're enjoying their time, and it shows because the kids they don't go to the other teachers. They all come to me. If they have a problem, anything, they come to me because I legitimately care. And that's the reward you get. The reward you get is that I'm the dumbass. I am the dumbass at the end of the day who has no downtime, nothing, because I want to do a good job. Because I do care about my work integrity. I do care what my reputation is in terms of the work that I deliver to people. I would feel embarrassed to do half-ass work. And this is why I'm so against like socialism or communism, because this is the basis of what that happens. You have every workplace, every single workplace, and I know anybody who's watching this, and if you've ever held a job, you know that anytime you go to work, there's always those like 5 or 6 people that sit around and don't do jack shit. Nothing. They cannot be bothered to care about nothing. Of course, they have the best attitudes, and they're the most stress-free, and they're like, oh, come on, hey, relax, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's easy to relax when you don't have any other responsibility and don't do any of the work. And then all the other people have to supplement for them. And no way. That is why I'm like, where's the fairness in that? People was like, socialism is more fair. Where's the fair in the fact that I have to work 10 times as hard to try to get anything going because other people can't be bothered? I'm so tired. I'm so frustrated that I actually care, about how society is evolving, that I care about long-term success of the human race, and that I want to try to tell people how to make themselves better. Or it even goes into other things, because a friend of mine was talking about, it's like, the fact that I have a value system at all. Like, I'm kind of like, since the very beginning of my channel, telling gay people, like, maybe you shouldn't have open relationships. Maybe you should work on your relationship and having a commitment, but it's hard work. That is hard work. Heaven forbid you have to have some hard work. No, I don't want to. I'd rather be in an open relationship because I can't be bothered having to actually be committed and actually being respectful and actually caring. So let's just all screw around and, it's just too much hard work, like, just this, like, I literally feel like my brain's about to explode. Like, just the baseness that where we have gotten to as a society now, where people just have no dignity in anything anymore. They can't be bothered to work on their relationships. They can't be bothered to be honest with people when they go on dates with them. They can't be bothered to do the job that they say that they're going to do. They can't, it's just, nothing. But then mouths like this. I'm such a good person. Look, like, I support trans people and I support, but like in terms of clicking like, but it's kind of like, but actually caring about these people and caring about how society is going to evolve. It's literally like, what is that called when your heartbeat stops? Flatline. That's what it's, flatline. I so wish I could just stop giving a shit. I mean, to think how much easier my life would be if I could just be one of those people, just like all the other people at work, and just be like, I just don't give a shit. I'm just going to come and no lessons are planned. And the kids will be bored and they won't learn anything, but who gives a shit because we don't care about kids anyway. We've shown that during Corona times. It's like, God knows they all lost the minimum of a year or two. And who cares? Who cares? That's not our problem. Just stick them in front of the TV, let them watch some woke thing about the 7,000 genders they could possibly have because they don't need to know math and they don't need to know grammar and they don't need to know how to do anything else in the world. Just pump them full of all this useless crap and have them thinking about whether or not they're a boy or girl at the age of 6. That's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. Where are we gonna go as a society at this rate? I just don't understand.